Hi, Zig here for week 13 of our front end development course. We had to create a create React app or Vite, depending on what we decided. Um, and as part of that project, we had to create a login form, as you can see on the right side of the screen. So the login form had to be one of the components for the page, and it had to contain a username and password, input fields, an H3 that says login with the border, and we had to style the component using the default generated CSS file, which I will be covering in a few seconds. And then the second component had to be a navigation bar. Um, and they didn't have to go anywhere, but ideally we would link him to some other page. So once you click, it would take you into another page, as we have done in the past. And the last requirement for this assignment is that we had to put the navigation bar at the top and the login form in the center of the page, as you can see on the right side of the screen. So I followed the requirements to a T. Let's get into the different components. The first component that I talked about was the login form. And if you look at the Explorer page right here, you see that all the different um, sections, all the different folders were downloaded. As far as React is concerned, with Bootstrap, jQuery, and things like that, all of those can be found here. And to start everything, I followed the instructions and did the create React app, which kind of bypass a lot of the folders that individually we would create. So anyway, so the login form, starting with importing and exporting, and then commenting out each and every section, making sure that everything was being covered, and then adding CSS style as well along the way to make sure that the page looked the way that it was supposed to. Let me hide this. So as a whole, for the login form, that's what the code consisted of. If we look at this section, the render section, I made use of JSX JavaScript XML, as opposed to just the create element ID method from React. And at the end here, you see that render ended, as well as the export side of things. So moving on to the Navbar, which was the second component that we had to work on. Same thing, starting by importing React from React, importing Navbar from React Bootstrap Navbar. That was something else that I had to install at the very end, making sure that I was pulling styles from Bootstrap as well. And of course, these are the different links, the different pages that if we wanted to link them to other pages, we could. And then of course, for each and every assignment, we had to make sure that we have git ignore, and this was actually created automatically. And I didn't do too much of the HTML page, as the instructions did not include anything like that. And then the index.js file, if you're looking up here, I decided to go with the app.css because that's where some of my styling was coming from. And then the very last thing, this was created automatically except for the last two sections, the dot center and dot body, which added background color as well as centering the login form. That was it. Thank you.